Cafe Networking podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Marijke, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. And joining us today from Las Vegas, Nevada is Marijke McCandless, a mindfulness coach, playfulness instigator, award-winning writer who helps people shed their inhibitions and skinny dip in the present moment. So Marijke, what question helps you question your own mind?
Hi, Tom. I love to be here, and this is one of my favorite questions to talk about. So to quickly answer the question, what I would say is an age-old question. There's many spiritual and other communities that promote asking this type of question, and it works for me. The question is that so? Is that so? And it can be followed up with another question, which is who would I be without my judgment, for instance? So it's a question that I use when I might be filled with self-limitation, or I might be really mired in a judgment of someone else or something else. And it reminds me to question my thoughts, to question my own conditioning. So, for instance, I was briefly talking with you about this. I took up the sport of rock climbing in my mid-50s. So
that was what, yesterday?
Well, I'm in my early 60s now. But and at the time, as you might imagine, being a menopausal woman in my mid-50s, I felt unfit. I felt too old, and I was terrified of heights, something I'd had most of my life.
I have to say, is that so?
Is that so? Well, yes. And I was very afraid actually of edges. But my oldest daughter had talked us into trying it out. You know, she's like, oh, no, I learned this in college. It's really, really fun. You guys should try it out. So I've always had a little bit of an adventuresome bent. So I had that going for me. So I thought, well, my instinct was I can't do that. But then I was thinking, well, maybe I can. I don't know if I can. So I tried it out. Now, it's not that I instantaneously overcame all of my doubts about rock climbing, but because by that point I had been an awareness practitioner for 20 years or something like that, I knew that what I was thinking was not necessarily the rock bottom truth. So basically, when you're rock climbing on ropes, and you're protected by a harness and ropes and an attentive belay partner, it's really not physically dangerous sport. You can only fall really a few inches.
Well, I can see what you're saying, because you as a mindfulness coach, and I'm looking at your website now showing your book, Naked in the Now. And there it says, short, fresh practices arouse your curiosity, help you change your mindset. All right.
Exactly.
And I think that's it, arousing a curiosity to help change a mindset, because basically we put our mindset sort of in a granite rock, right? It's chiseled in and we don't want to change. So what you do is help people get out of themselves.
Exactly. Yep. So you can challenge your own self-imposed limitations with that one single question. You can heal a relationship with that question if you apply it with the same kind of diligence. So in my book, Naked in the Now, Juicy Practices for Getting Present. I have a lot of little tips about that, both for overcoming your own limitations and for healing relationships as well. I actually call it going on an inner striptease.
Aha.
And one of my favorite things to say is that changing our mindset, transforming our life, doesn't really come from finding better answers. It comes from asking better questions.
I agree totally. and that's what life's about. Because generally we just keep asking the same question and get the same answer.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're showing here is that you teach about the power of vulnerability, but
Yes.
also authenticity.
Yes. Yeah, the authentic part of my rock climbing journey is that for the first 8 months on the first climb of every day, I cried halfway up the wall because I was so scared and I would be trembling. And it just took that moment of going, okay, I am scared. I don't think I can do this. The voices in my head are saying all these things. Is that so? Could I maybe do one more hold? Try one more hold. Oh, wow, I was able to do that one more hold.
So it wasn't
Could I maybe
step by
find
step.
one more foot?
It was grab by grab.
Yes, it was grab by grab. And it's wildly empowering when you overcome your self-imposed limitations, let me tell you.
And that's on your site too. It says allow you to experience moments of delight. So you went from crying sadness and fear to crying for joy.
Yeah, exactly.
So whether we cry, we just have to, it's just a mindset.
That's right. Crying's fine. Just don't judge it.
Very good. Well, Marijke, how can our audience find you?
You can find me at my website, MarijkeMcCandless.com. I'm going to spell it briefly, MarijkeMcCandless.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on most social media at Marijke McCandless or at Marijke MCC. And I hope you will. I love connecting with people from around the world.
I'm sure they will. So thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
And again, it's LinkedIn. You can also find her on TikTok. And it's
and
Marijke
on
McCandless, MarijkeMcCandless. And her book, Naked in the Now, Juicy Practices for Getting Present. Find that on Amazon. Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at focusmi.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.